make bold requests. Because I say the moment you ask, you have given yourself 50% chance of getting it. Ask what you genuinely want, need, and deserve.
I love
That's
that.
been wonderful. And I want that for you in 2025.
Thing about you locally. When they say giving, you want to get your clothes which no longer fit, which are torn, which shoes have your children's like giving is a dustbin. She told me, when will locally give? Because it's a good thing.
So let's invest in our relationships. Let's invest time. Let's invest money. And one day you're going to have to make a withdrawal. It's tough trying to make a withdrawal from an account you've never invested in. You've never banked. The teller is going to ask, but there's no balance.
Insufficient balance. Newness. It's like a breath of fresh air. Do you smell it? Do you smell the power of 2025? Oh, this scent is scenting. Happy New Year, bump lovers. How are you doing? How is glorious 2025? We have arrived. Happy New Year.
Thank you so much, Beverly. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Great New Year.
Thank you.
Mama Junior. I love it. I love new things. Shifting. Ideas. Woof. People say I'm energetic. New Year energy is something else.
It's so true.
You're like, let's go.
The idea of creating a blank canvas, write what you want. That is what
page. Fresh start again.
It's beautiful and it's possible.
Yes.
Statistics show that New Year's resolutions mostly fade away second week, third week. No. You create your own narrative. Don't fall into that narrative.
So soon.
Recreate. I say Happy New Year until, if I haven't seen you in April, I'll tell you Happy New Year.
Oh yeah, I do. I think I'm a culprit of that also.
Happy New Year. If I haven't seen you in April and I meet you, I will say Happy New Year.
So
Happy New Year. You won't get it from me again because we've met beginning of January 2025.
Wow.
And Happy New Year. Yes, to those who are watching, Happy New Year. Thanks for stepping in with us again 2025. You are with us the entire 2024. Here we are again. How lovely.
2025.
It's good to know that when people are making decisions, some of those decisions are to stick with Bump Love. So the followers, thank you, dear followers, for being with us in this new year. How was 2024? Or do you just jump in the air like, oh, it ended. It ended. Let me enjoy 2025. Let me, 2024, enough. What did Pilate do when he washed the blood? Have you washed your hands of 2024?
This blood is the blood of this
2024
is not on
my hands.
So is the blood of 2024, or are you just shifting from lessons learned into something new? What's it like? What was 2024 like?
bloody.
Bloody.
Oh, yours was bloody.
Bloody.
Yours was bloody.
Yeah. I think by the time I got to like August, I was like, guys, when is this year ending? Because I need to be done with certain things.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was because remember, between January 1st and February 10th, we had done the Kuchala, Kwanjula, and wedding.
That's busy.
So I was like, okay, now we move into a new home. So there's the whole get everyone together, get everything organized. Bitch, I'm thinking, okay, I get pregnant.
Allow me to laugh at you.
I knew Manuela was one of the first people because I remember I was sitting with Manuela at a conference in Entebbe, Africa House of Prayer. Yes. And then I think I used the bathroom like 3 times in an hour. So I sat and said, hey Manuela, I've used the bathroom 3 times in 1 hour. But anyway, I think I'm drinking a lot. Because it was hot. That room was hot. So I was like, I think I'm drinking a lot of water. Manuela turns and says, Gwe, I think you're pregnant. I gave her a look of, how? I said, it can't be.
I can't now, wait.
By the end of that week, I could not even bring myself to tell Manuela that I found out I'm pregnant. It was a shock. It was such a shock. Yeah. So my year, I think it's gone from one surprise to Then I'm still there. Bump Love. I'm on the. I had never imagined I could be on a TV show, a YouTube channel. You know, people look at content creators like this, saying, what is she wearing?" I was those people. Or but someone says, "I just want to share some advice," and you're like,
Now you're the one.
I was the one who was invited to sit on this side of the table, and God made it so clear that you're not going to say no.
Yeah.
Am I still counting the things that happened?
Yes, you are. We're done with the conjurer. You have Junior in your womb. You're carrying Junior, and now you're on a show.
You people, pregnancy is hard work and humbling. Actually, the word is humbling.
Yeah.
Hard work. Like every 3 months, you're going through something totally different. There are times I came to the show. Actually, there's a time we came. It was a Sunday, and I came to the show, and I remember telling Manuela, I don't know. I just sat down and cried.
It was exhausting.
It was exhausting. Yes. It was overwhelming. It was a Sunday. It was raining. The only thing I wanted to do was be in my bed. I had no energy. I had morning sickness. I just sat down, cried. But I just kept saying, "Sweetheart, I'm sorry." Yeah. But her story was even not enough because she could not change what was happening. So we go through Bampla. We go through that. Then I become heavy. You can't walk, you can't sleep, you can't... What a year. So I just kept saying, Manange, I need this year to end because it cannot... I kept saying, God, I hope you have no other surprise for me because I don't know if I have the bandwidth to take anything else this year. Yeah, so that's how 2024 was for me. I felt like I was on, you know those roller coasters we watch?
Yes.
The ones where someone signs on Bulunjinyo and says, no, guys, let's go. Then when the thing starts going up like this, they're the ones screaming, they want to get off.
And slowly until it accelerates.
And then it turns like this. So I felt like 2024, I was on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
The entire year. Yeah. So it's one of those years that I am.
You washed your hands and said,
let us start 2025.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Oh, wow. Who comes after that? Who speaks after that? Because no, mine wasn't that eventful. I think I had a good year. I had a really good year. This year was a year of transitions and pivots for me. Yeah. There was a lot of transitioning and there was a lot of pivoting. This was the year that we changed hosts for Bump Love. That was the first transition, the first pivot. And it came with its things. It came with those ones. The saga I don't want to know. Beverly overshouts. Actually, even Barbara is too quiet. Actually, no, I missed the old school. In fact, what happened to the old school? Where, I was like, Banage Lord, I can only explain.
Where is Angie, Pumla, and Rachel? I want them.
I want them. What happened to the old girls? What, Banage, you know? And so it was a lot of transitioning for me. And of course, in that time, God showed me, it was so powerful for me. God showed me another angle of my purpose here on earth. And I'm very good at, I don't know how to compete with Beverly and I don't know how to compete with Barbara. I know how to appreciate each of us on our own.
Yes.
And so that's what I had done with Bump Love before, that I had been in a place where I could celebrate each of the women in their strengths.
Yes.
And we could still all sit on a table and we could all be strong in who we are. And so God was showing me that I have this gift to allow people to shine.
To thrive in their space.
Allow people to thrive. I have this. And I know that it had been alluded about me before, but I hadn't seen it, I think, myself. And so I needed to see it. And that changes something. That changed something for me. Because now I no longer looked at the people, especially the women around me, the same. I kept asking, I hope I'm not putting down someone. I became very cautious because now I knew God had told me what I was doing. I was providing a platform. This is a platform where Beverly's poetry can be seen, where Beverly can be celebrated. where Barbara's wisdom can be seen, where it can be celebrated. Like I was like, oh my God, I'd never seen Bump Love like that. I'd never seen it as a platform for women to show who they truly are. And I was like, oh my God, this Bump Love is beyond me. It's not just my club, which I came and I was like, oh my God, my baby. Wow. No, it was bigger, and it's more than just that. And that when the time comes and Beverly needs to leave, Barbara needs to leave, it means that there's room. Bump Love is there, and there's room for other women to also. I was like, oh my God, like I can no longer think of Bump Love just like my cafe, I'm there. No, I can no longer. So that really humbled me. That pivoting really, it really got me. In this year, the Credo finally hired somebody else that's not me. Okay, not as CEO, but as a principal for the school, which has never, because I've been both a CEO and the principal. That's some transitioning for me. I don't even work, just transitioning, because you're like, oh my God, that's my baby. I'm just handed over my baby. Okay, I'm holding. So even to date, I still feel like I'm still in that, and there's a lot that has been happening in my workspace also. I had to get a chief of staff to work with me. I'd always had a personal assistant, but now the personal assistant has become even more personal, like and that can be very, very uncomfortable. But that transition needs to happen. Even now when I'm talking about it, there's so many times like my chief of staff will come and tell me, but you need help, ask for help. And I'm just like, I don't know how to ask for help. And she's so resourceful, so good, but I'm just like, I still want to kind of hold on,
do my thing,
do my thing. And so that has been a lot for me. A lot of transitioning, a lot of pivoting. The kids are growing, preteen, and that has been transitioning. This was the year when God told me, now you need more time with the children, so you're going to get a maid. Now remember, I've not been having a maid, I've not been having help. And so he's like, now this is the year. So that was also another pivoting, another transitioning, because I don't know how to be with someone in the same space. I don't know, and then that's happening, and then the kids are also growing, and then I'm just trying to navigate that. That has been a pivoting of its own, and so it's been a lot. The annual personal planning getaway, this was like our biggest ever, and this was the first time in history that we'd gotten facilitators outside of myself and Helga. And so we had that was another discomfort, because I was just like,
how am I going to do
how am I giving this away?
Manuela sent a long message with instructions the night before. I laughed. You know when someone clearly is like, my thing,
still holding on,
my baby,
your role is
to do
not
this,
to.
Yeah, because it's very highly spiritual. So I was in a place where, like, I feel like this has been the year of, like, where you get your baby and you have to trust God to give somebody the spirit of understanding, of knowledge, of wisdom to help you. And that's hard, especially for us who are like high achievers. You have been doing your thing yourself. But even in doing that, I remember there was a day I had a meeting with my chief of staff and personal assistant, and we had a meeting for over, how long was it? It was a whole day of me handing over, like saying, this is what I need. The whole day, I'm talking from 8 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m. was, what are you doing 12 hours? 12 hours I'm handing over, just talking, small talking.
But it's a lot. It's a lot
that I needed to hand over. And I remember the whole time I just be like, but do you need that information? Do you need it? I should kindly say, yes, I do need that. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm giving you the password. Hey! I'm like, what I'm giving away? I'm losing control. So much control. Yes. Yeah, so a lot of that happened for me this year. And I feel unraveled.
Good.
but also in a very good way.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need our time of unraveling.
Yeah, we do, but it's never comfortable.
It's never comfortable.
I feel like a chicken, like when they've been
Yes.
dipped in water, and it's just, that's how I feel.
And yet, until you unravel, you will not receive something new.
Yes, that's true.
You
That's
unravel
true.
and then receive something
need to let
new.
go of
Don't hold on to the tiny
weight
part of the
as
string.
well.
Let it unravel and go.
Yeah. And you?
This year, a lot of what happened this year is what I deposited in 2023, because my work is like that, writing and poetry, a lot of it. And I invested a lot of time into my writing in 2023 and decided, God said there are so many Ugandans who are doing powerful work. Let it be known. And I said, all right, God, let's create this list together. And he gave me a list of people to reach out to and write their biographies. And that's what I've been doing a lot of, and that's what I'll continue doing a lot of, because he said, what have I given you?
Yeah.
What have I given you?
Yeah.
Others are engineers. Others are technocrats. Others are doctors. You have the power of the gift of words, creativity. Use it. And I said, let me share the stories of Ugandans. I have learned so much from Ugandans who have used their resilience, their ability, their intellect, their wisdom to shift the world of medicine, of education, of health, of media. And I thought, these Ugandans are here and you're using me to share the story?
Wow.
Woo! What an honor, because I feel I am receiving it first and I have the honor of being the microphone to share it with the world. It's been so great, because when you read about people who have done well, they have not done well for themselves. They have done well for others.
People.
And sometimes you don't realize it. I'm like, do you know how amazing you are? You hear the small business stories. Oh, they don't realize it. And so I'm going to tell them, you are fascinating. You are so awesome. Actually, they're too busy to realize it. The people whose stories I'm writing are too busy to sit down and reflect on what they have done.
Wow.
That's the thing. So I'm like, I am not too busy. Let me write the story. It's been such a journey. You people, Ugandans, have done great work. Let's just leave it at that. Men, women, but even small girls I'm acknowledging, like Namaganda, who saved the children from a Budo fire. I got to know more about her story. People are enormous, and I believe that many times we succumb to what is going wrong. But look at the people around you. You can either focus on the potholes outside your home and
the bad road,
the
and
lack of customer care in many organizations. But if you focus on the people around you who are doing such illuminating work, it will shift a lot. And especially more when you hold conversations with them. They will give you hope. Because I'm meeting people who have made medical breakthroughs in areas. They give hope. Because their excellence has extended beyond borders. And you know how I love international spaces. They give hope so much. And you spend a lot of time in conversations with those people. The year was that. A lot of that. And I feel honored that I am the one sharing it on a global platform.
I think you're the right person.
I love that. I love it. I love that I can showcase the world, showcase Uganda to the world in that way. Yes. Because I don't believe in borders. You know, these things of this tribe, what tribe, this border. I'm like, can we deal with that?
Can we just be people?
Can we let our world not be so small? Let's stop, let us go beyond. Let us go beyond and see how we can connect with one another across boundaries and borders with a gift of what we have to share.
I love it.
That was my year. It was really powerful in that space. And so for me, it's a continuation.
Yeah.
And everything I've done, the episodes of Bump Love, we talked about so many important things. I remember when you talked about best friends.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my friends in primary, I mentioned, she was like, Beverley Moncab. She wrote a comment on that particular episode. I was like, yes. And we have a primary alumni get together soon.
Oh, what? Primary?
No, we had it.
Primary,
yes. And that is 35 years ago. We have an alumni. We had two. We had one 2 years ago. We had one in December. Oh my goodness, you people getting together. Some haven't changed, some have. Some I haven't seen in 35 years, actually.
Wow.
And it's just been wonderful. And some we just picked up from where we left off. That's the good thing with primary and early secondary. You can actually pick up from where you left off. Easily. And it's wonderful. So she commented and said, Beverley, yes, I remember. Thank you for mentioning us. Aww. That's how important it is, yes. And so those episodes as well in 2024 reconnected me with so many people. There are others. I made new friends who started off as clients because they watched the show. How do we get in touch with you, public speaking training? And so there are at least 10 of those who became clients and then friends. I got to know so much about their lives. Those who are pregnant when we started and now they're in their 3rd trimester. It's so amazing. Yeah. Those who brought their children for the training sometimes, I got to know them. It's been wonderful. Thirdly, every week of 2024, ever since I started the show, somebody said, thank you on the parents group. Aren't you the one? The first, aren't you the one? Because they see me sharing, like, shouldn't be sharing like a normal person, but I'm not abnormal. I'm not alien. But shouldn't you be
a bit?
How is it? You shouldn't be like us. How is it you're like us? So what time does? When is family day at the school? When is? I'm asking normal questions any parent would ask. Yeah. When is a Saturday event? And they're like, should you be asking these normal questions that we ask as well? And it's been wonderful that I've been used in that. So 2024 was like that. It was.
And I remember Bump Love just went right in.
Yes, it was part of the journey. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I said, I never, where I've reached, I don't separate and say this is something else. No, it's part of what it was supposed to be. I don't stop being other things. It's all part of it. It was part of to be complete, it had to be part of the 2024. It had to be.
I get that. Have you guys, do you have any lessons from 2024 that are leading into
How much time do you
have to say? I think Barbara, tea.
Or popcorn and soda. You know, this experience is one of the best teachers that you'll have. But it depends on what attitude you have. So many things will happen to you in life, but where's your mindset? When something happens, if you take a step back and say, what am I supposed to learn from this? Or how do I move forward from this? It makes it much easier for you, and you sort of will not repeat. If it's a mistake, it won't come back. And if it's a situation you need to learn from, you will learn from it. So there have been quite a number of lessons, but I think one of the first ones I have learned is to let God.
That one. That one.
Because we write our plans, we have our plans, we make our plans, but like the Bible says, the Lord has the last say. So one of them I've learned is just to say, okay, God, I am here. What is it? What do you
let Him tell you what to do.
And
don't just where to make it is.
Yes. And when something happens, to quickly say, has God spilled His coffee over this? No. So He saw it coming, and He has a solution for it. Ask.
Oh, yes.
Okay, good. So what do I do now? Or just sit back and know, my Father is in control. He has seen it, and it's going to happen. So that's really one of them. Another is social capital, you guys. If something has seen me through this year, it is social capital. You know, starting from the beginning of the year, we had very little time to organize the events, but friends came together. Not many. I'm not one of those people who has very many friends, but friends came together and the finances were veiled. People would call and say, so what do you want me to do? Being an event planner, it's a bit hard. I'll just say, you just bring money. No, I'm going to bring money, but what else can I do? Yeah, I mean, really.
That's so true. I remember my call. So what do you need? No, just money.
Well, let us say, yeah, I'll just be like, you just bring your money. There are people who are going to work. We had a team ready to work. You just do your part as a friend. But also, it's to invest in friendships, in your social capital. Time. Money.
Time is so important.
Time.
People forget time.
People forget time.
And they claim they don't have it, but you do. No, remove the excess from your life.
People make time for things that are important for them. There are people that showed up and I'd be like, this person is so busy, but they've made the time, you know. So let's invest in our relationships. Let's invest time. Let's invest money. Let's invest, help. What does Manuela need? Does she just need me to drive to her house and pick her kids and take them? Because when you invest, it's like you've banked.
Yes.
And one day you're going to have to make a withdrawal. It's tough trying to make a withdrawal from an account you've never invested in. You've never banked. The teller is going to ask, but there's no balance.
Insufficient balance.
Yes. So can we invest in our friendships and relationships around us? Another is to find peace. If it's been a big lesson for me this year, is that there'll be so much turmoil and so many things around me going wrong. But what's that one thing that I can hold on to ground me and give me peace? Peace is one of the most important things that we can hold on to in our lives. Because adulthood, as you said, did you say adulthood or adulting?
We did that show on adulting. Yes.
There are times you feel like you're firefighting. Every day, waking up to, to put out a fire, put out a fire. But where is your peace? Where is that place that you find peace? For the best of us, it's in our spiritual lives. It's in God. Can you find that place that you get peace from? The next one is on mental health, you guys. Mental health is 70% of your health. Actually, some people might even say 90. When your head is in a good space, in a good place, yes, your immunity is better. You put your head on the pillow and you sleep. If the alarm doesn't go off, you are finished. Those things of insomnia and all are gone. So can we heal? Can we seek therapy? Can we find a way to offload the baggage and stop bleeding on people who never cut us, and take care of ourselves that way? I think the last one is to have a plan. Have a plan for your life. Don't just wake up every day, and have a plan for the day, for the week, for the month, for the year. It makes everything so much easier. And even if you have an emergency, but you had a particular plan, it doesn't unravel you that much. So can we sit down for 2025 and have a plan? Not take it a day at a time, which is a good way to look at life, but have a plan.
Let it not be accidental. That's what you're saying. Don't be accidental about your life.
What do you want to achieve in your career, in your job? What do you want to achieve? What do you want the family to go, to look like that year? What do you want your body to look like, your health? What do you want your finances to look like by the end of the year? And speaking of finances, this is the real last.
But please, we are not finishing the show. We are still here.
Banange, let us have a buffer, a financial buffer. Have an account that has money.
Oh, wow.
Whether it is for emergencies,
that has no ATM card,
rainy days,
please.
No ATM card. And I told you, I keep saying, in one of those banks where the lines are long.
Thank you.
So every time you think of the queue, like
that serves the community.
Not today, not
because
today.
I have one that serves the community.
When
I went yesterday, he said,
there's
so many people. He says yes. I said, keep up the good work. I delivered my question to the manager and went away.
Yes.
Said, this is exactly what I wanted. They're like,
it's even hot inside those banks.
So when your AC doesn't work,
you think of the queues, if you don't have
and it's at the most inconvenient location,
you will not draw that money. So let's learn to have a buffer, something to back on. The other day I was watching a video on personal finance, and the lady said, if you have no buffer, you have no business asking about investments. Like, don't go around asking, so I have some money, I need to invest. Can you have a buffer first? Because if you don't have that, you'll invest. The minute you get an emergency, you're coming to that investment to remove the money. So can we
if that investment goes sour? I know there are those people who have been shouting at like this I have that many companies went on to the securities exchange. Mama, how can all my money have got to dear?
Yes.
You didn't have a buffer, so you
invested without a buffer. So now you need, so it's very important to have an emergency account, money kept somewhere to buffer, whether you touch it or you don't, but let it be there in case you need it. A friend of mine told me his dad told him that, one of those talks, father, son, and he said, you are a man, you have children, you have a wife now, you need to have a buffer account with 100 million shillings. He said he looked at his dad and said, but does this man know what 100 million is?
But you're the one who sired me.
Does he know? Yeah, does he know what 100 million? And his father was very serious. He said, you must.
Because he saw his son was capable.
He saw his son
his son was capable.
That friend of mine is the one that you can call and you need 30 million, like immediately. And he says, first, let me call you back. Then in 30 minutes, he'll call and say, can you send someone to find me at the bank? He has that money on a buffer account. So can we have... Yes.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
The power of having someone like that in your life.
That's really... That one is that, can we have money put aside for emergencies, but for investments as well? Sometimes someone comes up with a very good opportunity. There's an old man going back to the village. His land should cost 150 million, but he says if you give him 50, he will go to that village.
Yeah.
Do you have it? you start calling your friends, Beverly,
you
do you have
miss that
50 million? You
lucrative
go and
one.
buy the land.
Yeah.
So even for opportunities, let's have a buffer account with money.
Lovely lesson.
Wow, that's a lovely lesson. I think my biggest lesson has been that you can't put God in a box. I think it's like one of my biggest encouragement to people. We need to read our Bibles for ourselves. Because and this is no offense to our pastors, our religious leaders, it's really no offense. But the truth is, God will reveal certain things to them because for them they have to preach to a congregation, to a group of people.
They're the teachers. That's their gift. But it's like school, you go back home and revise.
But there are certain things which God can only reveal to you, for you. And a pastor cannot reveal that thing to you or for you. You have to be able to go to the Bible and get it for yourself. Now, to be honest, for the period that I had been born again, which is a long time, I got born again at 6 years. I am now on the slippery. It's no longer slippery.
It's not
you're at the bottom of the slope, please.
But
you're not on the slippery slope.
I just need to put my leg down there. I'm just like this, still
You're
on
at the
40.
bottom
I
of
don't
the
put my foot. As I do this, I'm at 40. Anyway, I already slipped and fell at 40, almost. So, in those years, there are sections of the Bible that I've never seen, never comprehended. The revelation has never come until this year. Because at the start of 2024, God asked me, can you get to know me as me? And I was like, but I thought you are incomparable, incomprehensible.
Too
deep, too wide,
too large,
too
wide. You can't get round him, too high.
That you can't get over him, too.
And that makes you complacent.
That you can't get under him. Oh, you understand what I mean? So I was like, I thought you're a bit.
No, I had seen. You know,
I had seen.
like,
yes, that's how I was. And then he was
complacent interpretations.
Thank you very much. And he was so like, no, I ask you to seek me, so seek me. And when you seek me, you shall find me. I'm like, And I went, you guys, into the Bible. And I said, do our pastors know this God? This one whom I'm seeing is a bit much. And I've shared a lot of that journey of mine on TikTok. If you don't follow me on TikTok, I swear, you go to TikTok, Manuela P. Mulondo, you will see. How do you be there? The God who you know loves you so much, in whom we pray, and come against all evil spirits. He sends evil spirits to people. I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. So this evil spirit, how do you renounce it if it's him who sent it? So like, I charge you in the name of Jesus. And God, it's like,
I came in that name.
No, he sent me here. I'm like, hold up. There's things about God. And I feel like this year, I decided that when I go to church, I'm going to church to be with my brethren. But I'm not going to. That's
what did Paul tell us? To not give up the life of fellowship.
Yes, that's only what I'm going for. And the pastor is going to speak to all of us in But I need to go and read the word
to experience God.
Myself, to experience God for myself. There's so many places that I have walked with so much confidence because I had backing. And I'm not saying this because the pastor said it. No, it's that I would be in a season and the word of God would come so strong for me, and I would be like, I need to go boldly. I need to do this. So that was one. I learned that I cannot put God in a box. There are some people who he'll heal. Like, I don't know how to say this, but
God
you guys,
God.
Just God is God.
God is God, yeah.
You cannot, he created evil. Why? God, why would you create evil? And then after that say, do not be... Why would you do that to your friends? You understand what I mean? Yeah, to your people. And then you say you love us, but why did you create evil? Because if you knew we were going to... It's like, no, I created evil and I am God. And I'm like, wow. And you can't... Anyway, just know, that one for me was one of my biggest lessons. We need to know God for ourselves because you cannot put God in a box. There are times a preacher can say something and I'm like, it's interesting. I have a different revelation of that very same scripture. And so I'm not going it's not that I'm not going with what he has said, but I'm like, oh my God, he revealed. I finally understood the double-edged sword. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, this is what it cuts both ways. Like, I'm like, moving on. Second lesson. The second lesson I learned is that giving is not only money. It happened in a period of, I think I was talking to, there's people who are calling me and talking to me about some people who had started credos that look like, and they're calling them the credo, and all of those same businesses, they're calling it the credo. All of those wonderful, mighty things that they're telling me in the hopes that I shall get some holy anger. And I remember trying to get angry, but I could not. And I remember going before the throne room and saying, okay, so Lord, what am I supposed to do about some of these things? And I remember that day he told me, when you give, it's not only money. That there are things, there are ideas I'm going to put in your head so that other people will get an idea. I'm like, wow. Wow, Lord. Wow. Someone will come and say, I'm going to start a poetry award. Yeah, you gave them the idea. Giving is not only money. It's not only time. It's not only, those things, clothes.
Yes.
No. Talking about giving, this is the year that I've always struggled with giving because of my background. And I've talked about poverty until I'm done talking about it. In fact, this year God rebuked me.
No more.
For how long will you talk poverty?
Yes.
For how long? Because poverty was 20 years ago. It's now 20 years later. You're still judging poverty. No. So the sub story of the poverty in our lives in the year 2024. That's right. And if you want some episodes, that's where you go. And I know many times Ugandans, when you don't talk about poverty, you're no longer authentic. So my authenticity is changing. And I bless the Lord for it, because I know when people are very happy when I talk about poverty, she's so authentic and so real. So now I'm going to talk about not poverty, and I'm still going to be authentic. Okay? Where will
do they say you're real, or maybe they're just rejoicing in she's still there? They don't want you out. Some people don't want you out. So they're like, they want you to be subjected to that.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So I'd struggled with giving, and I remember one of the lessons I learned in January 2024 was when, and interestingly, it was given to me by somebody who you would least expect to be in a church. And she told me there was something that I needed to give away. Unfortunately, I can't share so much. There's something that I needed to give away. And she told me, you see, Manuela, the thing about you are locally. When they say giving, you want to get your clothes which no longer fit, which are torn, which shoes have your children's, like giving is a dustbin. She told me, when will Balokole give? Because it's a good thing. Because that not giving was holding me back, and I was not going to experience joy. So she told me, Manuela, give so that you can experience that joy. And I remember that day I was shaking, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. And I gave, and I said, wow, when you give something so good, so expensive, so when I say expensive, I mean really, 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 something that you wouldn't give away that much. And it was a person who was just like, but I thought your Bible says, if you give, it will come back to you, good measure.
Pressed down, shaken together, and running over.
Why is that? And for her, it's such an easy thing for her to do. Giving her, she's just like that. Hey, Manuela, that is small money. Because for her, she's so used to giving. So I was in that 100 million thingy of your friend. And I'm like, do you know 100 million? Those things. That's the kind of place that I was feeling I was in. The other one that I have learned is your weakness can be your secret weapon. APPG taught me that. My weakness as a sanguine was always disorganization, never being on time, not being organized, no schedule, da. But now it's my weakness. Because you can't catch me. Now you can't catch me. You can't come and say, no, Manuela, you did. No. That weakness, when I worked on it, now became my weapon. And you don't know what weakness you have which if you worked on, it will become your strength, and you can minimize it and undermine it. But yeah, another lesson I learned was motherhood didn't complete me. I know I should, it's an interesting thing.
No, it's great.
I think I was whole, and I think motherhood, when you're single, you are who you are, you're whole as you are. Motherhood doesn't complete you. Motherhood expands you. So there's a certain place that you fitted, and then motherhood. Because I feel like there was a point in my life when everything revolved around my role as a mother. And it was like, Banange, I'm empty without it. And God needed to show me that, no, what it did was expand something on the inside of you. And so that was an interesting lesson for me, because I was just like, now I'm in a season where I'm starting to get ready for teenagers. And I don't think it will be a bad time. I don't think it will be a bad time. I just know it will be a different time. And I feel like God was holding me. He was coming in a place where he wanted to hold me and protect me from the stage that is now coming, because it's going to be different. And so there's another switch of motherhood that I need to switch on. So I've been feeling that switch coming on, that switch that is more a friend than it is just like
an authority,
as a parent. So that switch, at first I was like, but now this is so uncomfortable. And he was like, you're thinking it's uncomfortable because you thought it completes you, and now you're almost feeling like, oh my God, no, it didn't complete you. It just expanded who you are. And I think for me, the last lesson that I've learned this year is that just when you think you've reached the end, there is more.
Yes, so the end doesn't arrive.
No, it doesn't arrive. It doesn't exist. Yeah. It's not there. I think I'd never understood eternity until this year. I'd never really understood that there's something that goes on and 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 on, and it will never end because it will continue going on and on and on and on. That there's always something more at the end of the horizon. Like, I thought there's a cliff and you fall and it ends and that's it. No, there's actually more. There's more in our career. There's more in our relationships. There's more in our children. There's more in our homes. There's so much more. Yeah.
That's lovely. I love it. One of my major lessons, which has been so important where I'm going, is to ask for whatever you want and you will get it. And what I mean is that when you ask boldly, you almost will never get a no because of that boldness. That was bold. Take. She is amazing. You will not. To reach that level of boldness, though, you have to know who you are, have a high sense of self-awareness, which means you know where you're going and you know why you need it. If I received 300 million shillings right now, I would know what to do with it. Because in my plan for investment, poetry, writing, family, my own investments, I know exactly where that money will go. And therefore, it will come because my mind is ready for it. Be bold in your requests. I made such bold requests last year. Everyone said yes. The bolder you become, the bolder responses come to you. People I never thought I'd work with in poetry circles in this globe, we now sit at the same table and make decisions. They now look forward to my ideas and engaging and discussing, and I look forward to the same. And because they're highly prolific, I have raised my game. The way I receive literature works and the way I write now is different because the capacity of people I'm with. When I was a child, I thought like a child. My dear, now we are on meat. We left milk. We are on the meat.
And bones.
We are now on silverware. You know where they have 7 forks? We left using hands and plastic forks. We are now on silverware, 7 forks, and you have to know what those forks mean because that is the high table we're at. That is the banquet now I am at. To reach there, though, you have to have started with the crumbs and to understand And now I can identify the crumbs and I can say, not for me. I went there, I passed through it. No, thank you. I passed through that. And some people don't understand it and they try to take me back. And that's all right. They'll understand when they understand. Their capacity has not yet increased to understand that I left that place. I really did. When you leave it, you'll understand the language I'm speaking. So enjoy the time you're there. You will understand what I mean when I say, when you've gone, you cannot go back. There are places I cannot go back to. And thank God I went through them. Because
so
you have to.
Recognize.
You can recognize and then you don't despise it. You see, when you go through a place and you haven't learned the lessons, you despise it because you're resentful. No, you look back and say, thank you, God, for that. It was really powerful. Then you can even come back and say, what do you need, people? I was here. What do you need? You know how alumni associations work? They go back to their schools. I think of it like that. They may have been caned, had hard times, had an E suspended, but when they went through the lessons, they can come back and say, we're here to help. How can we help? Let's support the school. Let's build the library. Let's do this. And that's what I've learned. Go back and support the place that nurtured you. Move on and move on and move on. Move on so you can come back. Move on so you get wealth to bring back, you know. But if you go back, if you go away resentful, you'll never have anything to bring back except anger and pain. You know, some people say, I will never. Washing, when we washed hands.
Yes.
I will never. In fact, when you, and they haven't healed, there's a healing that you need. So you people, when you make a bold request, hardly will you ever receive a no. Because the people are impressed and the people trust you. There's a certain trust people have when you are so bold. They're highly impressed. And then they know they can trust you with their resources. They can trust you with their integrity. They can trust you with their vision. They can trust you with their work and ideas. Boldness is amazing. It's a journey to get there. You don't wake up and say, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to ask that person. Yes.
Yeah, you do have to build a certain level of capacity.
So that when they ask questions, you know how to answer. Because you've worked on it so well. Without a doubt, you are unshakable. And even if that person has declined, you know where else to go. Because you have unshakable, unwavering faith. This is what you want, it's going to work. And again, when they decline, you don't resent them. Because they were not ready, or for whatever reason, the resources weren't available. Go somewhere else. Their no wasn't a rejection. Their no was, I'm not able to at this time. It wasn't personal. Move on. And so bold requests, people, hardly will you ever get a no. Meaning that you already have a big yes. And the yes will come from the right people. It's so amazing. People I never thought I would work with in the field of writing. And then my friends, whom I used to look at and say, oh, what they have achieved. The books have written. Now we are together in the same. I'm like, Bev, we need advice here. Calling me in online sessions. I'm like, I used to look at you. And they made me realize you are always part of this. It just took you a bit longer to realize, but this is where you're always supposed to be. You're always supposed to be at this table. Why did it take you so long to realize? I'm like, I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. Let's sit at the table, and it's so wonderful. And make bold requests. Because I say, the moment you ask, you have given yourself 50% chance of getting it. Ask. Ask. Make bold and ask for what you really need, want, and deserve. Want, need, and deserve. Ask what you genuinely want, need, and deserve.
I love
That's been wonderful. And I want that for you in 2025.
So we're making bold requests.
Interesting. One day at a time.
Lol.
It's powerful.
I remember that because that's the one she has. That's how she lives.
And not accidental. Remember, she said, let it not be accidental. Have a plan.
Have your goals for the year.
And relax.
Have it. And then after
take
that,
it one day at a time.
Take it one day at a time. Don't try to bring December to March.
February.
Yes, because that involves not worrying about, what's to come, and you just bring yourself anxiety. Wake up in the morning. Today is Tuesday. Live in Tuesday. Don't leave Monday saying, yesterday I feel. Don't leave Wednesday saying, now tomorrow.
That means you never really enjoy the present. You don't enjoy the present.
Just take it one day at a time.
But you know, it's interesting that advice can only work really well if you're a planner.
Yes.
Because if you plan if you get that one day, those 3 days or whatever days, you look at the year, cut back to the quarters, cut back to the months, cut back to the weeks, cut back to the days, what happens is then therefore you don't need to worry about the end because you're already finished thinking about it, you already talked about it, you already planned. Now you can just live today.
You know that Wednesday is my day for the cradle. In the evening, I go to the gym. When I pick up the kids, we go home
relaxed,
and make dinner together, sit and live Wednesday
because
as
you know
Wednesday.
Wednesday
Because
and even if there's any change, it's all right.
It's all right.
It won't throw you off balance.
It won't throw you. That's the right word. It won't throw you off.
I love that.
You're in control. It doesn't control you.
Sort of,
Yeah. Oh, wow. I think for me, what I would say to our audience this year, and I feel like we've heard it before, but I think now this year more than ever, it's what I wish for all of you and for all of us, is can we heal? Can we heal? There's so much pain in the world. There's so much bitterness. There's so much beating. There's so much hate. There's so much enmity. There's so much. You see someone doing well and you have so much sadism. You have... And I want to direct this especially to us women. Some of the people that have said the worst things about me this year have been women. And the interesting thing, or the sad thing is it's the women that they tell that then come and tell me. So we are just women all there. And I feel like we can't move forward. I feel like men are looking at us and just laughing. They're like...
They are their worst enemies.
They are their own worst enemies. They've said that it's us the men, we've left them, but there are so many cat fights, so much gossip, so much, what is the opposite of well-wishing?
Rage. Not rage.
Bad wishing.
It's bad wishing, curse wishing. Like, how do you sit there and discuss Barbara's home and not wish her well? Why? Like, why would you do that? Okay, so Barbara spoke in a way, Beverly spoke in a way, Manuela spoke in a way that angered you. Like, I would say,
triggered.
If somebody says something and an emotion can question it.
Why?
But why has that thing pained me? Before you hurry up to say, Beverly is talking like that just because. Manuela is talking about just because actually she's shaking her head. In fact, she has actually come up with this whole thing because she's... And then you're writing in the comment, that's too proud. Before you comment, just, but
why am I feeling like this?
Can we start to have conversations where instead of saying things like, but that lady, auntie, my boss, it's because, auntie, you're now, all of you colleagues, now you're talking about your boss. Instead of doing, why don't you ask, but people, what's paining us about her?
Yeah.
Can we have those conversations? Very mature, very uncomfortable for you to be able to say, you know what, Beverly? The way my boss speaks is getting me. What do you think is disturbing me? And can Beverly be mature enough not to say, auntie, it's because she... to say, but maybe it's because... Maybe it was because of the way you were raised. Your stepmom used to talk at you. Maybe is that something that... So that we can finally heal, all of us. And let me tell you, you can think you're healed until something triggers you, until you become keyboard happy, until you become phone call happy. Did you see the latest show? My dear, Zemi women. Before you say Zemi women, ask yourself, Naye, why is it disturbing me? What is it exactly? What is it about Bev speaking so loud and boldly that's disturbing me? Oh, maybe it's because when I tried to be bold at home, I was told
something in your childhood.
Yeah, there's something. Your mouth. Then my mouth was pulled, and now it's, I'm projecting it on Beverly. Oh, okay. Just that realization will help us all to heal. Ladies, if we are to move, we need to move as a healed gender. And I pray it upon us, especially those of us on Bump Love. Let us heal so that we can help heal other people. Let us not be wounded, then we are wounding our children, then our children are wounding other people. Let us all do the work. Personally, I started therapy because I was wondering why some of your comments are really triggering me. I was like, but why are they triggering me? I'm like, you know what, they shouldn't be able to trigger me. I should be able to have a good conversation. And also, if you're not triggered, you should be able to have a good comment so that I can. And it doesn't mean good comment means it's always positive. No, it can be negative, but it can be done in a way that doesn't show you're in pain, and me vice versa. So I should be able to, we should be able to have good conversation. So immediately I'm like, no, I'm triggered. I'm like, it looks so me. Let me go and find some healing. And I found some. Yeah, that's what I would say for next.
I like what you're saying. You know, I read somewhere that hurting people
hurt
others. So it's helped me to give grace to people. When someone does something that I find so hurtful, I'm like, why have they done this? I find grace knowing that, okay, they're probably hurting. Yeah. That's the reason why. Because there's no reason why you wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to do this to Manuela and it's going to hurt her. Unless you have pain inside you. Yeah. If you have no pain, you're not thinking pain. Not at all. Yeah. So I really like your submission.
Yeah. And some people, you hurt people and you don't know that even you are hurting. But I think we need to be in a place where we are asking ourselves, but why am I like, what is this? What? Something, and separate yourself from it so that you can question it very well. Why are you hurt? Why is this thing paining? Yeah.
Let's have tough conversations with ourselves.
Yeah. 2025, enjoy the year. That's what I want to tell people. Yeah. Be happy, be lively, because for me, no matter what I do, people are always going to talk about me. Yeah. Because I evoke you. I'm telling you, wake up out of this. Let me tell you the 3 things that people, I upset people. I bounce back. People have done things to try and denigrate me, reduce me. Yes. They have failed. That's why they get upset. And so I stopped trying to understand. That is why. And people tell me, the truth is, Beverly, people have tried everything where they have all the control. Gatekeepers, they have failed. They're forever going to be upset. So I cannot let them heal, but I'm not going to stop my life.
No,
you're healing. Call him well. Let me do seriously. Because Manuela,
no, honestly, let's enjoy life.
People will, really. I am telling you, you invited Beverly. Beverly's creative. Beverly's bold. You're annoyed. I'm not going to change. No. You understand? And so that's what people said, Beverly, is because you're resilient and you bounce back. They have thrown things, they have tried, they have failed. Not only do you bounce back and thrive, because when you bounce, where does it go? Higher. That's what upsets people so much. And because I'm not changing, I'm becoming better, they will forever be angry until they change themselves.
Yeah.
Another thing is...
But you still wish them healing.
Yes, no, wish them healing. I wish them healing, yes.
So that...
Yeah, so it's them to find their healing.
No, it's not your responsibility for people to heal.
People, what can I do? I've tried.
No.
And I see it a lot with people who think they know what's best, and then they try to control it when they realize, we can't control Bev anymore. Because the thing with controlling, it's insincere. You're not sincere. It's like... it's almost like having a mentor. They've guided you. Then when they see you're thriving, they're like, I didn't expect them to thrive. Then why were you mentoring them?
She's going to surpass me.
Yes, and so that suppression, and it happens to me quite a lot because people now realize the suppression, the control that they thought they had is not working, and it upsets them so much. So for me, I'm used to being upset about. I'm used to being talked about by Christians, by non-Christians, and it's fabulous because I'm fabulous. You know what I mean? It's not going to change. I'm not going to slow down for them. I thought there were times I used to slow down. Okay, and then you're
reduce your shine.
You're like, if I show you my WhatsApp messages, how many messages people have told me in the last 3 months? Don't let anyone take away your shine. I can write a book, a poem. Yeah. Don't let people in very many formats in the last 3 months. Too many. Don't let anyone dim your shine. Yeah. Don't let you dim the sunlight. Okay, after you've dimmed, come back.
Yeah. Then you can try.
The sun will rise. Yeah. It will rise. It's the order of nature. The order of nature God has given me is to rise.
Yeah.
And I will not apologize. I used to apologize and reduce. I am too. Okay. You mean? Okay.
Really?
So God, yes, and people have told me, especially the last 3 months, Beverly, don't let anyone dull your shine. And I always screenshot WhatsApp messages and keep them somewhere. Don't let anyone. I'm used. People talk about me. Christians have talked. Why they can't control me? They will talk. Beverly this, Beverly. In fact, I think they meant this. Oh, man, I keep on talking, keep on yapping while I keep on rising.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
So I'm used to being talked about so much, and you know what?
You reminded me of people who want to live more than their lives. They want to live their life,
and
but
then
also live yours also for you.
Focus
it's a control thing.
It's controlling.
And
it's worse. The people who try to control, then they realize they can't. They get into a state of panic and anxiety.
Yeah,
and then they try to bring you in their depression.
All of you.
You know what? I'm going through this, and it's insincere. You see, when you want to help someone, they've brought on themselves, because generally you want to help people, but they're like, this one now is what controlling me again with their fake depression that I come and support. They're bringing, you see, now that fake of control of you people, those needy people of
Lord.
you guys. So they've tried to control your shine. Let them control you with fake depression. Oh, I need help. Oh my goodness, Manuela, what are you doing? I'm going out with Brian. Oh, I need help. If only I had a Brian in my life. You see, they want to spoil you on your journey. You're having a wonderful time with your husband. It's control, Manuela. And people have control me. They see me on my journey of power. They try to bring it back and say, help me with this. You see on your journey. And so when you say people are talking, WhatsApp, they go to your home and talk. People have come to my home and spoken. People have come to my home and talked. People have been on WhatsApp groups and talked. I even found out I was working with some team. They even formed a WhatsApp group where they talked about me, and it slipped. Somebody said, you know, in this group. I said, what do you mean, what group? I thought they had one work group. They had formed a WhatsApp group.
Where they can chat.
Again, I tell you, I'm talking about Christians, not devil worshippers. Maybe they're worshipping the devil, I don't know. Because many people who say the Lord are really worshipping the devil. They formed a WhatsApp group.
We're going
So when you say people are forming WhatsApp groups, they formed about me. They come to my home and they gossip they have done for me. What has happened? They are the ones, and I am rising. Yeah, that's the nature. That's the way God wanted. And
no, but that's why they actually do need to.
Yes,
that's why they do need to heal.
So and let them understand what healing means, because healing doesn't mean looking at Bev and saying, "What else can we do?"
It is what. Why is Bev's success painful for me? Yes. Why is the way Beverly has spoken painful for me?
Exactly.
Why has it made me feel bad? What is it exactly?
And really be sincere with that reflection. So me, I'm saying enjoy 2025. When I say enjoy, enjoying doesn't mean posting, smiling on Instagram. Be genuine. If it means detoxing for a month off social media, you enjoy. In other words, your enjoyment shouldn't be to show off. Your enjoyment should be
from the inside of you.
No, you've reminded me of that, and I know we need to get going, but there's this one that I kind of started alluding to, that you, the one of control. Yes. I hope that this year we can stop trying to live people's lives for them. Where you come, you're like, Barbara, you should stop wearing short dresses. For you, you don't wear short dresses. That's your life.
Thank you.
Barbara wears short dresses. That's her life. You can't be in a place where you want to live your life of not wearing short dresses, and you also want to live Barbara's life of wearing short dresses. Like you want to, Manuela, stop wearing makeup. Banag, you live your life where you don't wear makeup. I live mine where I wake up. Beverly, you over talk, you over laugh. Banag, stop over. No, you don't. Let Beverly do. Your workmate. Hey, the way she wears heels. Can she stop? Her back will pain. No,
it's her back.
It's her back. Let her live her life. You can't be wanting to live your life of wearing short heels. Also, you want to live your workmate's life by her wearing short heels. It's for you, not for her. Can she do for her? Can we live a life where I'm living my life, and if this works for Barbara, I'm happy for her. If this works for Beverly, I'm happy for them. I feel that many times, and especially us as Christians, we mask it. And we mask it. There's somebody who once called me and told me, Manuela, you need to stop wearing wigs, stop wearing makeup, stop wearing nails, stop doing this, stop doing that. In fact, for me, God told me, wear long dresses, wear this, wear this, wear this. Also you. I said, I have a woman. I said, have a good day. After the call was done. Why? Because I realized that God had asked her to do something.
And so she was projecting.
So
she wanted to get people
to get everybody
to join people.
Everybody to join. And because for me, my instruction is very different. Yeah, my life is very different, and I celebrate her where she is. And I cannot be there until. But now, are you wearing such dresses? Do they have to be so long? Do you have to not wear makeup? What happened? Don't you have eyelashes? Can't you add an eyebrow? No, that is the life That is the life that God has given her, the instruction that God has given her. That is the life that she leads. I can't be there, and I want her, Barbara, to live my life, and also I have my life. So me, I get 2 lives, and Barbara gets nothing. I can't want Beverly to do what I want, because then Beverly doesn't live her life. Me, I live my life.
Right.
Plus, I also live Beverly's
which means you're not
life.
really living your life because it's confused.
It's confused. I'm trying to make everybody live my life. And many times we mask it in now, the Bible said, No. The Holy Spirit is so powerful. The Holy Spirit convicts. The Holy Spirit talks. He will tell people what to do. Yeah. All you have to do is share your journey. I'm there. I don't wear long nails. Yeah, that's who I am. So let's just be in a place where we live our lives and celebrate those lives. Yeah.
A glorious, glorious 2025. Be blessed. Be yourself. Shine. God did not make a mistake when He created you at all.
He did not.
Happy New Year.
God bless. Happy New Year.